want the long haul.
I know, right? Oh, we're in the national forest. Nice.
The drive that you want to do tomorrow from Italy to Finland. I tried it 4 times. Every time I flipped my my trailer or my truck.
Have you really?
And only last week I managed to complete my journey.
Oh, really? Wow.
Get ready to turn left.
Are we at Mount... Did that say Mount Vernon?
Turn left.
I like here too. I noticed this
Get ready to turn right.
yesterday when I was finally getting up to. Actually, yeah, I had to go pick up my trailer from Wenatchee since there's no garage in Bellingham, and it was raining yesterday too. I noticed here because we got the long nose trucks here in American Truck Simulator. You can actually see the raindrops picking up the color of your hood here. And because we got cab overs in Euro Truck, you don't actually see that effect. So I noticed that yesterday. It's like, wow, I don't remember seeing that before. Then I realized why. It's like, oh, that's right. We got cab overs in Euro Truck. So most of the time it's always been raining in Euro Truck and not an American truck.
And there are nose trucks in Europe. Not a lot, but there are some.
Some of them, yeah. And really, when you think about it, it's got to be easier driving a cab over there because you got such small roads and tight spaces in the cities. I don't know how you could get if you got a good-sized trailer, I don't know how you could get a long-nosed truck to maneuver.
The total length of a truck here, legal length, is 18 meters.
Okay.
If you want to be longer, or if you need to be longer, you need to have permits.
Okay, right.
I'm not sure how long that is in feet. It's, I believe 3 feet for 1 meter. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. I know our yard is 3 feet. I'm trying to think. I would have to. I don't remember what a meter is. I think a meter is closer to a yard, if I remember right.
I know that the 40-foot sea containers are everywhere the same, and that's a normal size full trailer for us.
Okay.
But if you see for America, you have the 45-foot, 48-foot, 53-foot.
Yeah.
It's all in the regulations from length of the truck. So the more you want to carry, the shorter your truck itself needs to be.
Yeah, it needs to be. Yeah. Yep. Should I give some air brake here, really? Yeah, here you'll see a mix of both. I mean, the long noses are more dominant, but I still see cab overs every once in a while.
Yeah, but they're also the older types, the cab overs.
Yeah, yeah.
Long time ago, white, Eventually, Freightliner White. They made a few cab overs. Freightliner himself made a few, but it's not that common.
Nah.
America and the nose trucks. It's one thing.
I can go 65 here, can't I? Let's pick this up a bit.
Now I'm slowing down. I noticed you were far behind.
Yeah, yeah. I still had my cruise control set to 60. Oh, I think I see sunshine. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Get ready to turn right.
Now it's 45, of course.
Yeah. Intersection.
Turn right.
Oh boy. Didn't hit the brakes enough there.
Almost pushed forklifts.
I always find it amusing how the transition from the rain back into the sun works in the game, because it's like bright and sunny now, but it's still coming down. And it's I thought about that because we were at Hershey Park for
Go straight on.
our last trip of the summer to Hershey Park on Tuesday.
Keep left and then turn left.
In the afternoon, it ended up
Turn left.
There's a storm rolling in. It was like a big. It was a big storm, windy. It was a complete downpour. But we were inside Chocolate World, which is sort of a separate facility from the theme park itself.
Keep right.
And so we saw it coming on, and it just like it was a complete downpour on one side of the facility, and it was windy, and they had some outside seating. You know, the umbrellas over the tables were being blown everywhere. It's like, it was nasty. But then you turn around and look out the other side of the facility, and the sun was shining. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. It was still rainy. You could still see rain on the windows of that side, but the sun was, I mean, it wasn't even covered with clouds. It was just coming right through. It's like, this is the oddest thing I've ever seen. That made me think of how the transition works in the game here. It's like, I'm in Truck Simulator right now.
Yeah. There is a line somewhere when it rains.
Yep.
When I was younger, I was with my grandparents, and my grandfather, he looked outside of the window regular. And at a certain time, he was calling me and my siblings, come look here, come look here. Our side of the street, it was raining.
Right.
The other side of the street, it was still dry.
It was dry, yep.
And you noticed the line just moving over the whole street from right to left. And you noticed everything getting wetter, slightly.
Yeah, we've had that a couple of times to where it's been raining in our backyard, but we go out our front yard and it hasn't hit there. Yeah. But yeah, I remember one year when I was a kid, we were up at my grandmother's house when she lived in Little Marsh, Pennsylvania, which is, you know, it's up in the Appalachians, so these are all mountain houses and stuff like that. Trying to think, because we were just there for vacation in June. We went up to the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, which is outside of Williamsport, where the Little League World Series is held. And so where she lived, I'm trying to think of, it's like an hour or two outside of Williamsport. It's actually an hour south of Elmira, New York, almost due south of Elmira, New York. And we always used to go up and see her every summer. And I remember one year, and she had, she lived on the side of the mountain. She had this nice, real nice, beautiful, big property. Huge property. And like down at the end of her property was a little forested area, and there was a creek that ran along it, which the creek was sort of the dividing line between some of the properties up there. And I remember we were out one day, and there was a rainstorm coming in, and it was coming in from the creek side, and so her house sat up on top of the hill there, and it was downhill towards the creek, and we had her dog out there, and you could just see the sheet of rain coming towards the house, coming up the side of the mountain. We're calling the dog, come on. And we see him running just ahead of that rain as it was coming right up towards the house. It's like some of the coolest stuff you've ever seen. It's like you could just see it coming right at you.
Yeah, it's strange sometimes.
Because I know when I was out here in New Mexico and stuff back in the 90s, long time ago, it's so flat out here like it is here. And the coolest thing I ever saw is you could actually see a thunderstorm. You could see, 20, 30, 40 miles distant because it's so flat and open. And you could just see these huge thunderstorms. You could see the entire thunderstorm just rolling on by 20 miles away from you. Top to bottom, you could see the rain come down from the cloud, the lightning. It's just some of the amazing sights you can see out here just because it's such open land. You never get to see if you're like, in a city or in the more vegetated regions. Yeah, I gotta stop too, naturally.
I need to look how... Oh yeah, it's a strange one again.
Alright, where is this thing?
On the left side. We need to drive past it and turn back.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's that strange one again. We need to turn here.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it. Alright.
Rerouting.
Oh, yeah, it makes us
Turn
cross the
right.
highway.
Yeah.
Finding a new route.
51,400. I'm going to gas up here,
Okay.
make an illegal turn.
Oh, 34 tons. I used a ton of gas so far. I'm down to about half a tank now.
Get ready to turn left.
Yeah, I wasn't completely full.
Turn
Well,
left.
almost, but not complete.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
There we go. Well, I thought it was clearing up.
You say it well.
Get ready to turn right.
I'm ahead of you again.
Yeah, yep.
Turn right.
Yeah.
A train just passed here. Our window is open. Did you hear it or not?
No, I didn't hear it. Did it really?
Okay. Okay.
I don't hear the rooster.
He's sleeping again.
Yeah, he's sleeping, right?
It's too hot now for the rooster. It's 30 degrees Celsius now here.
Is it really? Wow. Yeah, we finally cooled off here. The last week and a half, we had a couple of storms come through, and it just cooled everything off. We haven't really gotten that hot.
Yeah, last week we were, for the nights, 13, 14 degrees Celsius. In the day, we went up to 20, 24.
Okay.
And now, since Friday, it's up in the 30s again.
It's hot again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tuesday was one of the warmer days, but then once that storm rolled through, it like cooled everything right off.
On the left side, the billboard. I love signs like this.
Oh yeah.
Middle of nowhere, and you have a commercial. You have a billboard.
Yeah. Yep. We've made it to Nevada. Yeah, it's interesting to see when you're driving through our interstates and stuff. A lot of the advertisements. We've got one that's pretty famous here on the East Coast. As you're going down south, we got this place called South of the Border, which I think is right on the border between North and South Carolina, if I remember. It's either North and South Carolina, or it's South Carolina, Georgia. But I think it's North and South Carolina. And it's just called South of the Border. It's sort of like a Mexican-themed place. And it's this real big place with a few shops there and stuff like that. It's just like one of those tourist trap type of shopping places. But it's got to be for at least 200 miles before you get there. Going down the interstate south, you'll see a billboard every few miles. You're almost there, south of the border, only 240 miles away. It's like, how can we be almost there?
Only.
Yep. But they have billboards like I said, like 200 or 300 miles all the way down the interstate till you finally get there.
That's long.
And it's like each billboard has something like a little funny or a little strange on it. You know, they try to be amusing with them, but so you see, and by the time you get there, it's like, what the hell is the south of the border thing? So of course you got to stop in and see what it really is. But I'll never forget that the first time we actually went down to Florida, we went to Disney World down there when my again when we were kids, and I think my sister was a baby at the time. And then we would just drive down there. We had an old Coleman pop-up camper, so we'd camp along the way. We'd stop a couple of times. I think we'd stop twice before we'd finally get down to Florida. I remember one of the stops we always used to do was St. Augustine. We used to always stop at St. Augustine, Florida. And that was the most humid place ever. It's like, we'd be going, we'd stop, we'd stop. Where would we stop? I think we went stop till South Carolina first time. I'm trying to think where we normally stop. We'd stop in Georgia. So maybe it would be, it might be North Carolina we'd stop. Then we'd get down to Georgia. Then we'd stop one more time in Florida, St. Augustine, before we got down to Orlando. And like every time we would stop, course, during the summer, it'd still be hot and stuff like that, but it wouldn't be, you know, you wouldn't feel the humidity. It wouldn't be that bad. Until you got to St. Augustine, it was like you were almost swimming in the air, how humid it was there. And then you leave St. Augustine and it'd be fine again. It's like, what the heck? And then right, I'm trying to think somewhere in Georgia. As soon as you got down towards South Georgia, you could almost set your watch by the afternoon thunderstorm. It would always thunderstorm, like right around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it would be so regular every single day that you could almost set your watch by it.
That's strange.
Yep. But yeah, and it was the same thing once we got to Disney World. Every single day, we'd be there for like a week and a half, and every single day in the afternoon, you know, it'd be perfectly fine the rest of the day, perfectly sunny, clear skies, no hint of any bad weather, and all of a sudden, bang, you'd get a thunderstorm for about 30 or 40 minutes, it'd go away, and then that was it. And I remember when we were down there, they always used to do like some sort of laser light and fireworks show. And it would almost invariably rain like an hour before the show. And we're like, oh, they're not going to do it tonight. It's going to be raining, this and that. But nope, the rain would stop just in time for them to do this show. It's like they had everything timed perfectly down there around the thunderstorms.
I just wanted to say it's all about timing.
Yeah, yep.
Get ready to turn left.
Look who it is.
Turn left.
Yep, you trolled me. Yes, you did. Yes, Flash used to be our cat.
He died, so we had to get by Hershey.
No, I did that wrong. No, we didn't buy Hershey. Uncle Pat gave us Hershey because he found her at work. And we didn't. We just happened to have Hershey.
She escaped. She escaped from a different house.
We don't know. I think she was just a stray, Abs. I don't think anybody owned her. Because we had Willie, Flash, and Hershey all at the same time at one point, Abs.
So that Flash died, he gave Hershey to us.
Yes,
Get ready
I
to
guess you
turn
could
right.
say that, Abs.
So we will have cats.
Yep.
Like how Loki died.
Turn
Yep.
right.
Oh, oh, that was close. Yep. We dye the eggs for Easter, Abs. That was
Get
4
ready
months
to
ago.
turn left.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Turn left.
It's in March or April, Abs. So we got a long time to go. We got a lot more holidays to get through before it's Easter again. Well, yeah, today's the last day of vacation for you. Then you go to school. You go to school tomorrow, Abs. Yes, I know.
That will be a big change.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be interesting.
Going to let you pass.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, because she's very, very wary. She's very shy around people she doesn't know. And we visited the school a couple of times already. I'm trying to think. The first time we were there, I don't think there were any kids around. I don't. Yeah, I don't. It was trying to.
Keep right.
I think
and
we
then
had gotten
exit
there
right.
after they had technically closed, but they had, that's where I guess they do their first
Exit right.
tours or something like that. Because I don't remember any kids being there. It's like, oh, it was a nice place, so we took a tour around everywhere.
Turn right.
And they have a little playroom, so she enjoyed the playroom. But then when we went there to actually turn in the paperwork and stuff like that a couple of weeks ago, it was in the middle of the day, and like all the kids were there and all that kind of stuff, because they're open year round. It's sort of like a daycare, but they also do preschool. They do like a school curriculum during the school year for the older kids. And we went into the playroom that time, and there were a couple of classes in there. Oh my God, the noise that hits you as soon as the door opens. And she's got something. Her cousin has it too. My sister's or my wife's sister's son, both her kids actually, both her boys have some sort of I don't even know what to call it, but they have some sort of thing where they don't like loud noises and stuff like that. They've got some sort of sensory disorder, and we think Abs has it too, because she doesn't like loud noises. And so, I mean, as soon as that door opened, her hands went over her ears, and she was like, I don't want to go anywhere near this place. And of course, there was one little girl that came up to her. It was very, very friendly. In fact, we had to go there another time when there were kids, because we went there twice. And I remember this little girl, because she came right up to Abby and wanted to be friends with her. And she did it twice. The one time was in the classroom. The other time was in the play area. And she's like, Abby would have none of it. She's like, get away from me. And so, yeah, it's going to be interesting tomorrow. I'm a little worried for her, because, this will be the first time she's actually been anywhere where she hasn't been with family. So this is going to be like a complete culture shock for her tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. The first week, 2 weeks will be
Yeah.
no problem for her, but once she gets the hang of it,
Yeah.
it's possible she will ask you on a Saturday, can I go to school?
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. So I'm hoping it's not too bad, because when we were at Hershey, when she was waiting in line for one of the rides, another little girl came up and waited in line, and I noticed that they started talking with each other. I was like, okay, at least she's being personable to this kid she doesn't know. So it's like, okay, maybe once she gets over the initial noise factor at the school, she'll be all right. And just realize, yeah, yep, just go in there, just play with the other kids, and you'll be fine. But we'll see.
My one boss had 2 daughters. When it was the first day of school for the oldest one, he dropped her off at school, tears everywhere, from the daughter and from him.
Right.
We gotta say it like it was. Then a few years later, the other daughter needed to go to school. She opened the back window, she opened the back door through the window. So she was smart enough, she couldn't open from inside the car. She grabbed her bag for the day, and she just walked in school. Bye daddy, see you tonight.
That was it, right? She was in and done, right?
That was it.
Yeah, Erin was like that. But, we were, I guess, fortunate or unfortunate, however you want to put it. I guess we were fortunate with her to where, I mean, it was unfortunate that we had to put her in daycare when she was 6 weeks old, because my wife couldn't get more than 6 weeks off maternity leave. So she was in daycare from when she was, Yes, really, was it 6 weeks? Yeah, had to be. Trying to think, she had 6 weeks off. Yeah, it was 6 week. Yeah, she was only 6 weeks old when we had her starting in daycare, and so she was always with other people like her entire life. So it was no problem to her. Now, of course, the first day my wife dropped her off, I mean, she was completely in tears because it was our first child, and she was upset. But of course, you know, Erin was just, you know, she was just a baby, so she didn't know what was going on. So like, yeah, when it finally went time to get her to kindergarten, because she went right from 6 weeks up. I think they had the pre-K class at that daycare we were taking her to, and then she went right into kindergarten at the Catholic school where the church is the next year. She was like, Erin was like, yeah, no problem, I'm going to school, because she was already used to it for the 5 years. And again, my wife was crying as she was standing, you know, watching Erin stand there in line waiting to go in school. But Erin's like, okay, whatever, Mom.
But she was used to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
There's a difference.
Yep. So yeah, we were I guess it was, you know, we were fortunate with Erin that we didn't have to worry about that. But with Abby, it was just that we you know, we had my parents watch her, and you know, my wife was able to get, you know, 13 weeks this time, but we still had, and then I think she actually took some extra time after that. But you know, we always had my parents watch her, stuff like that, because we just, you know, after the hospital bills and stuff like that, we were just like, we can't afford daycare yet.
Slow truck in front.
Yep, I see it. Oh boy. Oh, he's moving over.
We were just coming over the hill. I noticed it over your truck.
Yeah.
How about fuel for you?
Where am I for fuel? I know my fuel gauge is here somewhere. I was half a tank not too long ago. What do I got? I got...
Get ready to turn left.
Right here at the end of the street, and there is a fuel depot.
Okay. I was about to say, I got about 700 miles I can go. Yeah, you know what? It's right here. Might as well do it now. We're probably about the halfway point of this trip. I think I can get in here, right? Yeah. Because I can still go about 700 miles, but I'm going to have to fuel up anyway, so might as well do it now. So where am I pulling in here? Oh, boy. I got to make this tight turn here. This is going to be fun. I saw that coming. There we go. Oh boy, I got my... Oh yeah, this is going to be tight getting through here. There we go. Alright. Boop. Boop. Yeah, it looks like I got about a quarter tank.
I usually don't care what the mileage says. Once I have caught the tank, I want to gas up.
All right, yeah.
Now that you're standing still, maybe you can add the waypoint for my delivery.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's do that. It's where we... Yeah, so we're... Yeah. Yep, dead center of Nevada here, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to Kingman. So where are we going to Kingman here?
Below Kingman, that HMS.
Oh, I see it. Okay. All the way down
below,
there.
Below.
Yep, I got
The
you.
road below, yeah.
There we
There I
go.
need to be. Yeah.
And we've gone, yeah, it's a pretty good distance. Yeah, I don't... So where are we at? 1,200 miles? Yeah, so we're not even quite halfway, because I think it was, what, about a 20... What did I say? It was 2,100 mile, 2,300 mile journey?
It's still
Time to hit the
470
road.
miles for me now. To Kingsman.
Right. All right. Let's see if I can... Yeah, see, this is what I was worried about. I should have gone on to the outside one. There we go. There we go. All right, there we go.
Waiting for you.
Oh, all right. Oh, pass. All right, gotcha. Little trailer park next to the diner. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to get rain all the way to New Mexico here. Oh, there's somebody. Running into a few people now.
Get ready
A
to
few
turn
weeks
right.
ago, Washington was the busy side of the map. Now it looks like Washington is dead.
Turn
Yeah,
right.
I think maybe we saw one person when we were coming out of Washington.
Washington, I can't even say we saw someone in Washington.
Yeah, that might have been Oregon. I know we saw one person kind of early on, but then that was it. There was nobody till we got down here. All right. Let's throw the retarder on here.
Boiler again. I drove behind him some while ago. Then you dropped way back, so I rolled it off a bit. Now we pass him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this weather's interesting because it definitely did slow down there at one point when I started getting all the sunshine again. Now it's back to heavy again.
Yeah, see? For me it's still sunshine. I guess everybody will be happy when you're past. But on the other hand, everywhere you have been, it has have rain, so everybody can be a little bit happy about you.
Yeah, right.
Can go both ways. Angry for the rain or happy for the rain.
Yeah, they need rain out in this area, I think. with as hot as it's been this summer. Yeah, I was watching the news the other day, and they were saying this is the hottest summer on record for the entire United States. And I think they said even for the entire world, this is kind of the hottest summer globally.
Yes, I believe it's 2 weeks, so 3 weeks ago. Will be about 3 weeks ago, I believe. We broke the land record of hottest day in the summer.
Wow.
And since I believe it's 1932 or something, they started the measurements.
Wow. Yeah, we've had a few records broken around the area. I don't know. So I haven't watched our local weather a whole lot lately. So I'm usually streaming at the time. So I don't know how many records we've actually broken, but we've had quite a few heat waves, which is I think we consider 3 or 4 days. I forget. I think it's 3 days. If we have 3 consecutive days of 90 degrees, it's considered a heat wave, and we've had one, practically speaking, like every week.
Yeah.
Every week since like May, for God's sakes.
For us, it's similar, 3 consecutive days.
Yeah, okay, that must be what it is then. Yep.
It's only in my holidays that we had a heat wave.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. Then it was just over a week that we had near 40s, just the high 40s, like low 40s, sorry, high 30s, low 40s.
Wow. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think we've hit 100 air temperature wise. Now we have something we like our weather people use something called a heat index. So it's like the feels like temperature with the humidity and everything else.
Yeah.
And we've hit 100 a few times, but I don't think like just the basic air temperature. I don't remember if we've ever hit 100 this year, but it's been 90s a lot.
Here in Belgium, they always say the temperature. I don't know how they call it in English, but in the shade, out of the wind.
Oh, okay.
That's always the way they call temperatures here. But they call temperatures of 37, 38, 39. In the shade, out of the wind, those temperatures.
Right. Yeah, see, yeah, they'll say it's like, yeah, they'll.
Then it's hot in the sun.
Oh wow, that was like an instant changeover to no rain. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, I just noticed. Your stream was just at that point. Welcome to the sunshine, BT.
I'm still getting a few drops, but that was like instantaneous.
Yeah, you said it. I looked to the other screen and I just noticed.
Yep.
Wait a few minutes. The rain will come back.
Yeah, because it hasn't completely stopped. Because I'm still getting stuff on the windshield here. But yeah, that's why we wanted. That's why we went on vacation. So we normally go on vacation like the first or second week of July, which is right around Aaron's birthday. But this year we said, but it's always been hot. Oh my God, it's always been brutal. It's like we always end up picking the hottest week to go. And so like this year said, well, let's go a week earlier because then we can avoid some of the crowds because it gets a lot crowded right around the 4th of July holiday, stuff like that. So, but even when the latest I think we've gone was like the 3rd week in July. So I know the one year we went to Hershey, they had Christmas in July, so they had their Santa out there that week. He was on vacation. But it's normally like the 2nd week in July after Aaron's birthday. It's always hot and crowded. So we figured, well, let's go the end of June this year. We'll go the week after school's done and everything else, and it should be nice and cool. The crowds won't be there yet. But nope, we ain't there. It's one of the hottest weeks again. It was hot all week. But it was definitely less crowded, so it was nice. The only problem I have is it's that now we have the rest of the summer. You know, of course, me and my wife work, so it's like our vacation's already done, and we still have all summer left to go.
The worst we had, I went always with my grandparents to Italy.
Oh, nice.
For 18 years, I went with them. The worst we had, we were always gone for 19 to 21 days.
Nice.
We started here in Belgium with slight rain, little bit, few drops, like on your windshield.
Right.
It rained for 21 days. When
Oh,
we were back in Belgium, it stopped.
wow, really? Oh, my God.
I was only 5 or 6 years old. My brother 3 years older, and my sister is 5 years older than me. So what do you do with 3 young children like that for 21 days?
Days of solid rain. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You're right.
We were not able to go outside.
Wow.
Not even for 1 hour. It was non-stop rain, rain, rain.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was also always the same time we went in the year. It
Right.
wasn't another time in the year. It was always the same time in the year. But that year was
That year was the rainy season year.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky. I don't think we've ever had a vacation where it was a complete washout most of the week. There were times where we've had 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, 1 or 2 days. That's nothing.
Yeah.
21 days straight.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
An expensive holiday for doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm trying to think if we've ever had, because here being in the Northeast, we get all the weather. We'll get the rain, we'll get the snow, we'll get the heat. So we've got all 4 seasons. Although it seems fall and spring have been shortening a lot more lately. It usually goes from cool to hot, and then from hot to cool. We don't really get a big spring or fall anymore.
Yeah, it's the same here.
But yeah, I can't think of a time where it just. I know there's. I'm trying to think of whether it was this spring. I know there was a period where we ended up. There was, I think, one. I don't think it was this year. It may have been last year, like in April or in May, where it just. Oh crap! Oh boy, there goes some damage. Where it was. It rained for like 12 or 13 days. But it wasn't like a heavy rain, it would just happen to rain on that day. Some of the days it would be clear, then a rainstorm would come in, but never where it was just constant rain. We've had times where it's been a constant rain for like 2 or 3 days like that, where it was just completely overcasted, rain off and on, but it was just essentially 3 or 4 days straight rain, but nothing, I don't think we've ever had anything that long where it rained every single day.
We had our years.
Get ready to turn
that
left.
we had during the day, mostly during the evening, and that we had a thunderstorm.
Turn
Most
left.
years was always sunny, always good. Occasional rain, but that year was.
Yeah, that year was.
exceptional.
Damn it, that's 4% trailer damage I did to me on there. Jesus.
Was a huge swerve also.
How much did I have my truck? 5% on the truck.
What do you have mapped on the C button, BJ?
C button I had, that's where I have my cruise mapped to lock in the cruise control.
Thought it was something like that. On occasion you start with voice, so I believe every time you hit the C button you slightly hit it.
Yeah, you know what that is? That's the resume for the cruise control resume. I have that mapped to the X button, which I think is the voice is the voice chat in game is the X.
Yeah, when you drive keyboard, it isn't easy.
No.
And especially like you're used to it, single player. But that button is for this, that button is for that.
Yeah, yep.
And then you come on multiplayer and it's like, oh, that button is used.
Yep. Actually, I can fix my truck here.
No. But it's a way station.
No. Oh no, gas station.
It's
There we-
closed. It's
Yep.
closed.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, see, I don't think that's one of the official ones.
No, I just seen it too.
It's better. First one am I got now? 17 more hours, 987 more miles to go for me, which includes, I think, the detour now. Detour down to HMS.
For me, it's 186 for my drop-off point.
Nice, so we're almost there.
Yeah.
And this rain still has not completely stopped yet. That's what I should have done when I was stopped at the gas station just to see where my setting was. I'm going to have to do that next time I stop here.
Go straight on.